Welcome to another News Biz video, guys. Today we're going to be looking at a hearing between Dr. Fauci and Rand Paul on coronavirus response. Rand Paul is, speaking somewhat, openly about his concerns with how Fauci is handling this pandemic. Really quick, we have some mainstream media coverage of this, and really what's going on is Rand Paul says, "Hey, if you get the vaccine, why do you have to keep wearing the mask?" Fauci responds with, "Hey, we got variants coming down the pipeline." I think one thing that's important for us to note is, doctors have pointed out that vaccinated people could still potentially spread COVID, um, even though they are protected against the symptoms of it. Really begs the question on, the efficacy of this vaccine, to myself, but we just have some other sources here. I'm gonna be linking these in the description, just so you guys can have some other perspectives. And then we have one from Fox News, and they're pointing out that Rand Paul is really looking for evidence, looking for data, and Fauci has, I think, had a tough time actually providing any. Without further ado, we're going to watch the C-SPAN footage. This is the best way for you guys just to get the information right from the source. You guys are more than welcome to watch it. I'll link it in the description, or you guys can hang out with me and watch it in this channel. So I'm going to hit pause, and we're going to watch the next, or I'm going to hit play, and we'll watch the next 8 minutes together.
natural. What story can you point to that shows significant reinfection? There are no studies that show. Let me finish the response to your question, please. The other thing is that when you talk about reinfection, and you don't keep in the concept of variants, that's an entirely different ballgame. That's a good reason for a mask. In the South African study conducted by J&J, they found that people who were infected with wild type and were exposed to the variant in South Africa, the 351, it was as if they had never been infected before. They had no protection. So when you talk about reinfection, you've got to make sure you're talking about wild type. I agree with you that you very likely would have protection from wild type for at least 6 months if you're infected. But we in our country now have variants that are circulating. Significant reinfection. What study shows significant reinfection, hospitalization, and death after either natural infection or the vaccine? It doesn't exist. There is no evidence that there are significant reinfections after vaccine. In fact, I don't think we have a hospitalization in the United States after the 2-week period after the second vaccination. We don't have a death in the United States. We're not hearing what I'm saying about variants. We're talking about wild type versus variants. Now, what proof is there that there are significant reinfections with hospitalizations and death from the variants? None in our country. Zero. Well, because we don't have a prevalence of a variant yet. We're having one, can I finish? We're having 117 that's becoming more dominant. Policy based on conjecture. It isn't based on conjecture. So you won't be able to wear a mask for another couple of years. You go vaccinated and you parade around in 2 masks, for sure. Now, you can't get it again. There's virtually 0% chance you're going to get it, and yet you're telling people that have vaccine have immunity. You're defying everything we know about immunity by telling people to wear masks and been vaccinated. Instead, you should be saying there is no science to say we're going to have a problem from the large number of people vaccinated. You want to get rid of vaccine hesitancy? Put a mask up against the vaccine. You want them to get the vaccine? Give them a reward instead of telling them that the nanny state's going to be there for 3 more years and you're going to wear a mask forever. People don't want to hear it. There's no science behind it. Well, let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Masks are protective. And we have immunity there, theater. If you already have immunity, you're wearing a mask to give comfort to others. You're not wearing a mask to give I totally disagree with you.
Dr. Fauci, if you could respond so that we can understand the difference between the virus itself and the variants and the reason for announcing.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't.
If you could respond to the question so that we could all understand the difference between the vaccine and controlling the wild type versus the variants that are out there and the reason for wearing a mask, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, yes. First of all, when you have a variant, you have an immunity that you get with convalescent sera, and the same sort of thing if I vaccinate you or me against the wild type. You get a certain level of antibody that's specific for a particular viral strain. If there's a circulating variant, you don't necessarily have it. You have some spillover immunity to be sure, but you diminish by anywhere from 2 to 8-fold the protection. So the point I'm saying is that there are variants now circulating. The point that Senator Paul was making was that if you look at wild type only, there is some clear-cut credence to what he's saying. But we are living right now in a situation where we're having a dominance of 117, which was the original UK. We have a very troublesome variant in New York City, the 526. We've got 2 variants in California, a 427, 429, and we have a number of others. So we're not dealing with a static situation of the same virus. That was the only point I'm making.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Senator.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Dr. Fauci, thank you for setting an example.
All right, and there we have it, guys. I hope you guys have been empowered to draw your own conclusions. I'm going to be linking this C-SPAN footage in the description. Feel free to, or I encourage you all to watch the C-SPAN footage as much as you can. Everything you see from these news organizations here is clipped to serve whatever narrative they have on every single side or perspective. So, hey, thank you guys for thinking critically, and have a great weekend.